This game released with too little, legitimately wise. And the fact that I see 120,000 people playing this game right now, and I finished it. I finished all the way with story mode, did a couple of challenges. It plays like any other generic tower defense game. There's nothing innovative about it. It's literally just, it's all-star tower defense and anime adventures. It's literally what it is. But the fact that this game released with literally zero content, zero actual content, zero replayability that is enjoyable to do, that has variety, everything that lacks. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be saying, oh, but they just released, give them some slack. No. Developers should know. And this is something that they should be known for a long time, that they need to be releasing with full content. But do you know why they don't? Because people like you guys keep thinking, oh, well, just give them some slack, give them some time. Time my ass. All right? Time my ass. This has been the same excuse I've been hearing over and over again for years when it comes to these type of games. You know the only game that actually took that to heart? Anime Vanguards. Now I know it's probably going to be like maybe like some gambling game as well. I don't have any bias towards Anime Vanguards. I think this game looks good too. I think this game generally does have a lot of potential. But Anime Vanguards, the difference is what it does. Like, okay, we see that Anime Defenders just released. It blew up, 120,000 players. That's crazy. A tower defense game, that's crazy. We haven't seen that since All-Star Tower Defense. And that is still one of my favorite tower defense games to this day. But they saw them like, okay, well, this game doesn't really have any content. So Vanguard's like, okay, we're gonna make sure to put in a good amount of features that will actually have replayability when it comes to people first getting to the game. Because you understand that they cannot just drop a game with nothing. Because that is going to lose player attention span. Which is funny because this game did the same thing, and well, they still average 100,000 players, which is crazy. It's been a while since I've seen a game release where it's had legitimately so hard like opportunities to get gems, where the pity is so damn high. This generally reminds me of Anime Adventures Day 1, like probably the first few months. Getting gems in that game was nearly impossible. You would have to AFK that game so long to get just one mythic. Leveling up that mythic was a whole different story too. Absolutely was me an abysmal process to actually do. This game saw that. It's like, you know what? We're going to do that. So they, for some reason, made the gem process or obtaining gems utterly vile. You have to AFK, and I saw it for 24 hours, or have multiple alt accounts, which requires a good spec computer. Let's be honest, most of the people who are running on a Windows laptop or on their freaking iPad, they don't have that. The rates in this game is dog awful. Let's look at the chances here real quick. 0.25%. That's not good. It's 0.5% is more reasonable. 0.25 is never good. Just as we can see here, I mean, look at this. It's like 30 gems for like one of these. That's nothing. Generally, trade castles, 2 of those. Okay, how much does it take to reroll for a mythic? 4. That's half a reroll. That's not good. Especially telling by the rates of the rerolls and how rare a lot of those rerolls are that people want. Those are not good rates. Generally. The risky dice in the frostbite, you know what? This is fine. And do you know why? Because the amount you use depending on the rarity does not change. For instance, like how mythics, they cost more trait crystals to reroll for traits, but they still only require 1 risky dice. You only require 1 frostbite. This is fine. But they just fail to acknowledge that with traits, which is weird. Because I hate the trait reroll system. And I hate the trait reroll system in any game. I think this is probably one of the worst Anime Adventures that's ever done to the Roblox market. I hate it. Because, look at this. People are only going to go for this one. 0.1% chance. Do you know what that does? It utterly ruins your game experience. It makes you overpowered. And it takes any skill needed from any game to just go away. Which is why a lot of these games will never become very technical when it comes to the tower defensing. A lot of these games aren't technical. Which is why they just make all these traits. Oh, more damage, more this, more that. Because that's what's needed to win it. They just remove all skill and people just go for this one. Horrible. I hate it. But besides that, that's a whole different rant I can really just make. Why are the prices so high to 10 crystals? Do you know what this does? This pretty much encourages people to black market. If you've ever saw the black market for Anime Adventures, you could literally buy what you be $10 in that game for like $4. Probably for like $3, depending who you are. People would black market the hell out of rerolls and anime pictures, but they would never tell you. But they did every single time. And when people see prices like these, where you can only get 60 rerolls for a mythic out of $45, yeah, they're definitely gonna black market. Like, this screams black marketing. These chances too, horrible. Despise them. Let's be honest, they're not gonna go for this. They're not gonna go for this. They're only gonna go for this one. And here's the thing about it. This Sonic one, compared to this one, is the same thing. Legitimately. This 1% one, legitimately is the same as this one. Do you know why? Because this, if you were to have a unit with Requiem and a unit with Sonic, it would take the Requiem unit at least 20 more times to hit to get any sort of damage difference over this. Meaning that a unit with Requiem would have to attack 20 more times to actually get a damage improvement over Sonic. And you can do the math. It doesn't really matter. Like, that's generally how it is. That DPS, at the end of the day, will always be the determining factor of tower defense games like these. Which is why this is just a generally useless one, and they just decide, oh, let's just make the most bombastic unit thing ever and make it behind a super high paywall. But yeah, I generally believe that this game has a lot of potential. I look at this and I think this game has so much going what it could be. But that's the problem with Roblox games. What they could be is what everyone says about them. No one says, oh, this game already has a lot of good features. They say this game could have a lot of good features. And I need to be patient because they will. How do you know that they will? Said that with AA. Said some of the thing with also tower defense. Well, at least our tower defense actually took some of the stuff in, but I mean, I don't even know who runs that game anymore. To be honest, it's just like, it's not, these games need to stop releasing with this little content. It's just not how things should be doing. It just, someone needs to come in and just completely redo the anime tower defense genre to make it not a pay to win, freaking reroll centric hellhole of a place. Yeah, that's about it. If you want to argue with me in the comments, you could. Honestly, I don't care. You're most likely gonna be wrong because you were probably just like glazing this game. Again, I don't hate it. I think it has a lot of potential, but every game of Roblox has potential. When do they ever act on it? But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say.